Hello, library friends. Welcome to a special edition of the Winooski Memorial Library's Read Aloud. Today I have something special that's maybe a little bit more geared towards the adult audience. I'm happy to say that I reached out and received permission from McSweeny's Publishing and the author herself, Jennie Egerdie. I hope I got that right. To read aloud her stories of Frog and Toad. I thought they were fantastic and a great way to segue into some adult read aloud. If you enjoy these stories and if you have suggestions for other stories you would like to hear read aloud, please comment to the library page and I'll see what I can do. I'm going to begin with Frog and Toad Are Self-Quarantined Friends by Jennie Egerdie. The bathroom. Frog stood outside the bathroom door. He could hear Toad splashing inside. "Toad! Toad!" shouted Frog. "Open up!" "Blah!" said the voice from the tub. "Toad!" shouted Frog. "You've been in there for an hour!" "Go away. I feel anxious," said Toad, hiding under the bubbles. "But Toad," said Frog, "we only have one bathroom." Toad did not answer. "Toad!" yelled Frog as he banged on the bathroom door. "You must get out of the bathtub. I need to use the toilet." Toad ignored Frog's knocking. He hugged his rubber ducky tight. "No virus in the bathtub," whispered Toad to his duck. "We're safe in here." Netflix. Toad and Frog sat on the couch. Said Frog. "What do you want to watch tonight?" "Nothing looks good," said Toad. Frog and Toad scrolled through Netflix for 20 minutes. "Frog, I cannot pick," said Toad. "Let's watch Love is Blind again." "There must be something else," said Frog. They scrolled through Netflix for another 20 minutes. "Love is Blind it is," said Frog. "I like the part where the lady gives her dog wine," said Toad. "Me too," said Frog. Personal space. Frog bounced into Toad's room. "Hello, Toad," said Frog. "What are you doing?" "Frog," said Toad, "I need some alone time." "You've been alone all day," said Frog. "It's time to socialize." Frog laid down on Toad's bed. Toad looked unhappy. "Frog," said Toad, "please get off my bed." "I feel fine," said Frog. He climbed under Toad's blankets. Toad looked even more unhappy. "Frog, boundaries are important in a relationship," Toad gulped. "Especially now." Frog snuggled into Toad's pillows. "I'm so bored," said Frog. "Tell me a story." Toad began to bang his head against the wall. "Why are you banging your head against the wall?" asked Frog. "Because," said Toad, "you do not listen to me. You are very needy." "Well," said Frog, "I need you to stop." Frog laughed very hard at his little joke. Toad stared at Frog. The silence became uncomfortable. "Frog," said Toad, "get out of my room." Grocery shopping. Toad and Frog went down to the grocery store. "Toad," said Frog, "there's no more toilet paper." Toad lowered his head in frustration. "I told you to get extra 2 weeks ago," said Toad. "I know," said Frog. "I am sorry." "What are we going to do?" exclaimed Toad. Frog held up a package of coffee filters. Toad stared in disgust. "They are soft," said Frog, "and biodegradable." Toad thought about his options. "Put them in the cart," said Toad. News. Toad was sitting on the front porch. Frog came outside and sighed. "What's wrong, Toad?" "This is my sad time of day," said Toad. "It's the time I read the news." "Oh," said Frog. "Yes," said Toad. "It always makes me very unhappy." "Why is that?" asked Frog. "Because the news is very bad," said Toad. "It is," agreed Frog. "That is why I do not read the news." "What?" cried Toad, incensed. "You must read the news. It's very irresponsible not to." "The news makes me scared," said Frog. "The world is in trouble," yelled Toad. "I am practicing self-care," said Frog. Frog and Toad stood on the porch, feeling angry together. "I'm going to self-quarantine alone," said Frog. "Good," said Toad. Frog and Toad stood on the porch, feeling sorry for themselves. "I'm going," said Frog. "Well, go," said Toad. Frog and Toad stood in silence. "I'm sorry we fought," said Frog. "Me too," said Toad. "I do not want to be alone." "Me neither," said Frog. They smiled at each other. "Toad," said Frog, "if I make mac and cheese with extra cheddar and cut up hot dogs, can we be friends again?" "Yes," said Toad. They went inside and washed their hands together. Thanks again to Jennie, Egerdie, and McSweeny's Press. I really appreciate the permission. I hope you all have enjoyed my reading of Frog and Toad, our self-quarantined friends. I enjoyed reading it. Again, if you have requests for other adult read-alouds, please make appropriate comments to the Winooski Memorial Library's Facebook page. And thanks again for coming. Have a great day.